Strapline they have. Every day is full of wonderful moments, and I'm sure we'll have more here today. They sell toiletries, cosmetics and health products, so they align beautifully with the sport of table tennis. Healthy, fast, dynamic and clean sport that we are. And there are our two players to kick off the session this morning here in the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium. It's women's singles last 16, round 2 between Miu Hirano from Japan, so we're likely to have great noise in the arena today for Miu Hirano, and JEON Jihee of the Republic of Korea. There's a lineup of the matches that we have for you this morning here. Full day's action, 12 sessions throughout the day, and those are the matches that we have for you this morning. We'll move through both singles round of 16 and then into the semi-final matches of women's and men's doubles. So by the end of this morning we'll be further into the competition, and actually by the end of it all we will be much clearer to find out who will win the titles here. 6 titles on offer: men's singles, women's singles, men's doubles, women's doubles, and men's under 21, women's under 21. Of course, those 2 under 21 events already concluded. Congratulations to Lim Jong-hun of the Republic of Korea winning the men's under 21 title, and Yuka Umemura of Japan winning the women's under 21 title. So here we go, first session of Saturday, first session, day 5, day 3 of main draw. Women's singles last 16, round 2. And there we have Miu Hirano of Japan, still only 17 years old, world ranked at number 7. Incredible performances she's had on the world stage. She won the women's singles, of course, at the Asian Championships, beating Changmeng of China in the final 3-0. Youngest ever to win it. First Japanese player to win in 20 years. Also defeated 2 other Chinese players in the way through to that victory. Zhu Yuling in the semi-final, Ding Ding in the quarter-final. Incredible performance. Also won the Women's World Cup last year in October in Philadelphia, defeating Cheng Yi-ching of Chinese Taipei in that final. Round of 32, last round. Miu Hirano, she defeated Su Ku-won of the Republic of Korea 4-0, so reasonably comfortable so far, dealing with the pressure of being the home favourite. And there are some of her stats on the screen now. As I said, still only 17, seeded number 5 here. Fantastic player, very dynamic, fast over the table, very exciting to watch indeed, Miu Hirano. Of course, a little bit more pressure maybe. Kazumi Ishikawa already out of this competition here at the Lions Japan Open. Mima Ito still in. Jun Mitsutani, of course, we'll see later on as well in the men's singles. And there's still plenty of Japanese contenders in the women's doubles and men's doubles. And up against Miu Hirano then, we will have JEON Jihee of the Republic of Korea. We'll just wait for her graphic to come up on screen. And we see the back here as the players conduct their 2 minutes warm-up before the action begins. And then we have JEON Jihee of the Republic of Korea, world ranked at number 22. Slightly older at 24 than Miu Hirano. Seeded number 12 here, and there are some of her stats through Swedish Open, Korea Open, and Croatia Open in 2016. So quarter-final there. She'll be vying to get through to the quarter-final here in Japan. Round of 32. She actually defeated another Japanese player, Sakura Mori, 4-2 that was. She was 2-1 behind, and with the home crowd showed some real grit to come back and win that one to set up this last 16 encounter. And our Italian umpire, a great character on the scene here on the World Tour. And assistant umpire from the US of A. So first match of the day. First game, Japan Open. Women's singles last 16. And it's going to be JEON Jihee to get us underway. Starts with the long, fast serve down to the middle. Not a bad ploy first thing in the morning. Catch your opponent off guard. Nice steady spin from JEON Jihee there, right close to the table. Of course, Miu Hirano's style, she wants to attack, counter-attack, close to the table, imposing pressure on her opponent. There we go, we see it. Actually stepped across into the middle of the table. Interesting tactic just to get that fast backhand nice and early. What will be interesting in this one is just the combination of Hirano right-handed and JEON left-handed, just to see how each of them deploy tactics on the angles. This time Miu Hirano with the fast serve. Lots of variation already in these opening sequences. Good positive play from the Japanese teenager. Another interesting aspect is first thing on a Saturday morning here in front of the crowd. The pressure of the situation. Which player settles first, finds the rhythm. Of course, these players will have been up early doors. Breakfast preparation, practice halls just downstairs here. That's all their stretching, all their preparation, all their mental preparation also key in this game, and any sport for that matter. Preparation will have been thorough, but you can never replicate the situation of being out there on the centre court at a big world event. Dynamic of the crowd. Evenly matched at 3-all, both players playing their way slowly into this last 16 encounter. Of course, the bottom of the draw, top seed, is the number 2 seed from China in this half, Chongmeng. Chongmeng takes on Hong Kong's Jiang Haojun in her last 16 match. Oh, excellent variation. So already we're seeing the Hirano variation on the serve. Fast down the middle kicker, and on this occasion there, the short backspin. Very well disguised, good technique. The ability to just change the serve at the last moment. Playing with a very high level of intensity now, close to the table, looks very focused. We always see a great focus in the Japanese players. Close to the table, aggressive. Lively start. Different tactic that time from Miu Hirano, going wide out the JEON Jihee forehand, but nicely countered from the Korean. And let's see the variation on serve on these two serves from the Japanese player. Service just drifted slightly, maybe lost a little bit of the advantage in that point. JEON did well to pick it up, took the advantage, won the point. Again, we see the fast serve. Interesting timing in the match and in this game at 6-5 up to go for the long serve. I mean, clearly her style of game is all around open play, so the fast serve complements that. I think it's a real key element of the game for anybody playing club level as well, is to define what sort of match, what sort of style you like to play. That will then determine the types of serves that play into your style of play. If you're fast and open, then the fast serve is key. If you're more touch feel around the net, tight opening balls, then maybe more short serves are the way forward. Of course, it also depends on your opponent and their strengths and weaknesses too. (7-6) JEON now has a 1-point advantage. Flick down the middle from Hirano. Great movement from JEON. She's really turned this one around. See how she imports so much spin. Good timing, nice and close. Nice relaxed technique as well. Not getting too tight, seeing the opportunity and missing it by becoming tense. Nice free-flowing left-handed forehand. It's Hirano who's making the mistakes. Last couple of moments, not just as relaxed and free-flowing as the first half of this opening game. Best of 7, of course, in these women's, men's singles. best of 5 in the doubles. Number 21. Another mistake from Miu Hirano. Looks a little bit dejected now. Beautiful flick though from JEON Jihee, just changing it up a little bit. She's playing long flicks down into the middle against Hirano. That one was wide, good variation. Japanese player unable to really settle.
10-7.
That's better from the Japanese player. Proud like that one. Aggression this time on the backhand side. Two serves, can she save 2 more game points? Gets the opening with a serve. Little short topspin into the left-hander. Sometimes a good tactic into left-handed opponent, also for left-handed server into a right-hander, short on the forehand, just to see if your opponent has the feeling to control, especially a little topspin. She's done it, she's pulled it back to 10-all. Topsy-turvy, but thrilling opening game. Jones a little bit disappointed, of course. Winning the opening game, so important in any match, but against a Japanese player in Tokyo, maybe even more important. Let's see if she can compose herself back with the serve again. Oh, it was the banana backhand flick from Miu Hirano, and then stayed close to the table. The key feature of this opening game is the player who's imposed themselves but also kept the control is the one that's been winning the majority of the points. This time it's Hirano in the ascendancy. Game point, 11-10. Oh, great return. Moved beautifully into the middle and played a beautiful forehand. Watch the angle here. Tremendous. A little bit of risk involved, of course, to play such a shot and such an angle, but at this, the very highest level of world table tennis. Got to take the risks to progress. And anyway, they're well drilled. Those risks are minimalized by the amount of training that these athletes undertake.
11-12.
Variation in serve again from JEON. She now has the advantage. Has to take the receive though. Will it be short? Will it be long? Oh, fantastic play under pressure. Great attacking backhand over the table, and again the angle finish on the forehand. We'll see it again here in slow-mo. Turns beautifully. Great technique. Keeps the racket quite high. Turns in the middle. Plays the cross-court forehand winner to level at 12-all. Played that one. Was it the spin from Miu Hirano or perhaps the slight change in pace? That one looked to be a little bit slower, a little bit more spinny. Just enough to put the Korean player off in terms of rhythm. Game point back to Hirano with the serve. Oh my goodness.
13-all.
Both these players playing their best table tennis when they're under pressure. This is a fantastic backhand block. Not only did she block it, but she actually gives it a little bit. You see here, she just flicks through the ball. See how that racket not only gets to the ball for the block, but goes through the ball to add some additional pace. And another great angle. We're level again. 13 apiece. That's great exchange. Wonderful rally, both players. JEON Jihee takes it. She now too has another opening game point. Hirano with the serve. Again, interesting to see, will it be the short one, will it be long? She misses the forehand this time. She'd gone for the short backspin serve. It had worked for her earlier in the game, not to be. 15-13 opening game. JEON Jihee of the Republic of Korea.
던지게 하고 기다렸다가 보이지? 그거는 그리고 지금 네가 식단을 하도 많이 먹은 거 잘한 거야. 지금도 딱 저렇게 있었다가 내가 근데 얘가 하고 있는 게 나가는 거
So interesting start to this last 16 women's singles round 2 match. Interesting, I say, because when the home crowd sees the first game lost, it's interesting just to see how the dynamic unfolds. Miu Hirano has the opportunity though to take the initiative here in the second game, starting off with the serve. Lovely, lovely backhand. Again, just said in the first game, wonder how they'll pan out in terms of the right-hander, left-hander. At the moment, it's definitely JEON Jihee who has the advantage. That backhand cross-court now, she's probably won 3 or 4 crucial points, finding a great angle out the right-handed forehand of Miu Hirano. Certainly a factor. I wonder if Miu Hirano should perhaps attack the Korean forehand a little bit more.
Two.
Different return that time from Miu Hirano. Opted to go short. Of course, these players will have tactics. They will have analysed their opponent and then thought through a plan to deploy those tactics in order to create an advantage. But sometimes it's important to vary things a little bit. Stick to the same tactic all the time.
3-1.
Your opponent, of course, can become aware of what you're trying to do, make those adjustments, and you lose the advantage. So variation, such as different serves, long, short. Variation in speed and spin, also a good one. Placement. There we see the over-the-table touch capabilities of both players. Beautiful touches over the net. Just see that again. Actually, JEON made the opening attack, usually enough to take the advantage, but beautiful free-flowing counter topspin from Miu Hirano. She's definitely come out firing in this second game. Won't have been happy to have lost that opening game 15-13, but has come out with the right attitude in the second game. Easy for the home players. I remember it myself, in front of a home crowd, tensing or feeling the pressure. So important to trust in yourself, trust in your training, trust in your abilities, trust in your tactics and preparation. Go out and enjoy the occasion, the opportunity. It's what we play for. Big games, big moments. Again, we're seeing a lot of touch. Slight shift in this second game. Both players playing a little bit more short, trying to keep your opponent out of the game, trying to keep each other from those attacking moves. Comes a game of chess almost. Strategy, tactics. Speed over the table. So impressive. 6-3, 3-point advantage.
4-6.
But JEON, the touch tactic is proving fruitful. A couple of occasions. Brings it back to 4-6. Now has the 2 serves back in this second game.
Play. Five or 6.
Acknowledgement of sorry. Backhand block probably just clipping the top of the net. This will be interesting now, just to see how Miu Hirano reacts. Was leading 5-1. Psychologically probably felt a little bit more at ease and comfortable with the whole situation. Suddenly finds herself pinned back here, 5-6.
7-5.
There we see the change of spin and speed. The first one which just drifted off the return from JEON. First topspin from Miu Hirano. We'll see it here. Beautiful drop of the racket, but not too far. Leaving it too late gives your opponent more time to react, get into position for the block, and then following up with a faster change of pace attacking shot. Good variation from the Japanese player. 8-5, back to a 3-point advantage in the second game.
6-8.
That's a bad mistake. Body language suggests she just needs to calm down, relax a little bit. Easier said than done, having lost the first game in front of the home crowd. Big chance here for JEON Jihee to put in a good sequence of serve, really put the pressure on Miu Hirano at the business end of the second game.
6-9.
Well back there though, Miu Hirano on the backhand block. Restores that 3-point advantage, a little bit of breathing space. Clear tactic there, short, and then as soon as it opens up, fast movement around the table. Look how quick that backhand comes down the line to JEON Jihee. And that creates 6-10, so 4 game points for Miu Hirano with the serve to level at 1-1. Does it at the first time of asking with a great backhand topspin over the serve. She'll be relieved. Look as if she was going to be pinned back. Wasn't to be though. Finishes the second game strongly and wins it 11 points to 6. It's 1-1. Evenly balanced then at 1-1. And Miu Hirano has done well there.
Third game. JEON to serve.
Coming back in that second game. Under pressure, it looked as if she was going to be pinned back. Reacted well though. JEON Jihee with the serve, 1-all. Aggressive start over the table once again. That's been a strong point from the Korean here. Over the table, that backhand, playing those angles. Let's see how that progresses through the game. Let's see if Miu Hirano changes her tactic. Very, very strong over the table, the Korean, with that backhand. Miu Hirano could be tempted to go down the forehand a little bit more, perhaps. Oh, there we go. Maybe she heard us. Again, it's the change of spin and speed. She spins the first one up. Beautiful tactic to deploy. Means that your opponent, probably a little bit under pressure, feels more concentration and need to block the heavy spin rather than using your first ball speed. That then gives you time to accelerate in a follow-up attack ball, which we saw from Hirano. And again, another good serve and third ball attack from the Japanese player. Good to see both these players really taking on the opportunity to attack. They're both being proactive. They're both being positive. Again, indication of the level we're playing at here on the World Tour Platinum.
1-3.
All these players that we see here, they don't wait to win points from mistakes of their opponents. Very much winning the points through their own actions. Oh, once again, it's that backhand close to the table, cross court. We've seen it a lot. It's beautiful timing, technique. I love the different technique there as well in terms of the backhand spin opener from JEON, and then over the table the block counter hit. Defining feature for me so far. And there's the second forehand parallel that we've seen in this game from Miu Hirano. Also, the second time I've seen the banana reflect on the backhand there, just mixing it up a little bit. We talked in the earlier game about mixing up the tactics, mixing up what you're doing, just so that your opponent doesn't settle. Good example of that from Miu Hirano. Again, though, it's real resilience from the Korean, not being pushed back from the table, even when Hirano's really coming at her. A little bit forced, that forehand. Again, I don't think she has to force it if she's going to attack the JEON Jihee backhand. I think she'd almost better go and parallel again on that one. Miu Hirano. I've seen her successful a couple of times already in this game with that.
Or 5.
That's a great flick over the table. I thought she'd lost the advantage in that point there, Miu Hirano. The JEON serve actually came long. I thought Miu Hirano could have attacked it earlier. She got a second chance though, and she took it over the table. Fast forehand flick. Good footwork, good reaction speed. Nice variation on the serve. This time short topspin, really mixing it up now, Miu Hirano. Body language looks very positive now. It's shifted slightly. Maybe indicative of the rhythm she's created here. Last couple of points. The mix of the serve again. JEON Jihee's just lost the focus a little bit. Good sequence of events, the last couple of points from Miu Hirano. Variation, energy. Powerful flick over the table. Good positive table tennis. How will JEON react? She needs to get that backhand cross court going again. Oh, what a ball. Another one parallel, this time on the backhand from Miu Hirano. Tremendous reaction speed, takes it really early over the table. Look at the footwork, beautiful. Body stays very, very controlled. Fantastic. There's a 9-4 lead now. Make that 10-4. 6 game points for the Japanese player. An unbelievable second half to this third game for Hirano. Now has the serve. Surely must take a 2-1 lead here in this last 16 women's singles match.
10-5.
There's the backhand though from JEON Jihee, beautiful. Over the table, flicks through beautifully, using the wrist, fast acceleration. Keeping the control at the same point is the key factor too though.
6-10.
Again, just telling herself to calm down. 2 points, 2 game points go adrift. 10-4 now, we have 10-6. But on the third time of asking, she secures it, takes it 11 points to 6, just like the second game, and it's Miu Hirano of Japan who now leads 2 games to 1. Just interesting there to see Miu Hirano with the folder. Interesting to know what's in that folder, or what the motivational coaching tips are through that method. But certainly in that third game, a strong second half to finish at 11-6. Perhaps found her rhythm, found her zone. Still looked a little bit rushed at times though, not completely settled, but again, that could be a factor of the home crowd and a little bit of extra pressure on Miu Hirano. But certainly from the Japanese player's point of view, good variation we've seen there in the games where she has taken the advantage. Different serves, different variation between the spins and the attacks. And the second key factor for me is the parallel play. So we saw a couple of crushing backhands parallel, but equally forehand into the JEON forehand. Key factors for Miu Hirano. By contrast for there, JEON Jihee, world rank number 22. 2 things again for me. 1, the backhand over the table, cross court, but this time Miu Hirano displays her abilities in that department. Look at that, beautiful. That's what we've seen from JEON Jihee up to now in this match. That's a key factor for me. And secondly, is trying to get her forehand in a little bit more. It's all becoming perhaps too much focus on the backhand. 2-all. Ah, beautiful play. Good combinations, backhand, forehand. That's what we're talking about there. Forehand playing its role in that rally. There it is, over the table. And again, and then the backhand cross court. Both factors for me there in display for JEON Jihee to win that point, 3-2. And then the Hirano, the variation, that time the fast forehand serve down the line. See it again in slow-mo, into the backhand. A bit hesitant on that backhand there, JEON. Ah, fantastic. I used to find it difficult when my serves drifted a little bit like that one did from JEON Jihee. When opponents attacked with spin, my ability to control that spin and stay calm and collected under pressure, but JEON Jihee there just took it in her stride. Even though Hirano attacked her serve, just controlled the spin and added more value to it.
4-5.
An impressive feature, particularly I think in the women's game, where the players can absorb that kind of pressure and make the adjustments close to the table, not only to just secure a block, but also to add interest. Wonderful, wonderful table tennis. So a slow ball into the middle prevented Hirano from attacking it. Here we go. Hirano just about gets it back. Decision-making moment there when you do spin into the middle of the table. Hirano did well to get it back, but JEON accelerated right over the table there. Beautiful. I'm saying earlier about getting more of those forehands going. We see it right there. 6-4, 2-point advantage now. Crucial minutes and points for the Korean.
Let.
She'll be looking to
6-4.
level at 2-2, increase the intensity on Hirano.
7-4. JEON, JEON. Just a moment, JEON.
JEON Jihee
Okay.
just getting a yellow card there, probably for taking too much time between points. Oh, great exchange. There was a net ball in the middle of that rally. Can put the rhythm off, put players off. But look how JEON just controlled it. That's impressive. Then reacts to the wide ball from Hirano, but she wasn't giving any space, Miu Hirano. Kept the pressure on through the rally. Important one, that. 5-7, much better than 4-8. Oh, absorbed the pressure. JEON Jihee, that was superb from Miu Hirano. Punching that ball back 2-3 times on the forehand. There's the 2, there's the 3rd, and the 4th. Couldn't make contact on the 5th. Incredible defense from JEON Jihee. Excellent flick though over the table from Miu Hirano. Again, little variation on the serve, slight topspin this time. Followed it in beautifully. Look where that ball bounced, right close to the edge of the table. Excellent technique, well executed. But JEON still has 2-point advantage here. 8-6, and the serve, the variation. She goes for a fast one. That may well have clipped the net and the edge. Apology already given. And again, as Miu Hirano turns to come back to the table, fetching the ball. Oh, ferocious stuff, ferocious. Reaction time is so limited, yet these players just look so relaxed. And at ease at such speeds.
7-10.
Nice flick, that one from JEON Jihee. Slight increase in spin. Also the placement was down the middle. That was clever and creates 3 game points for herself to level at 2-all. Again, defensive approach.
11-7,
It was Miu Hirano
game to JEON.
imposing herself on that exchange, but it's 11 points to 7 for JEON Jihee. We could be going quite a distance here in this one, in this last 16. It's now 2 games all. Fascinating how this one will unravel. Young 17-year-old Miu Hirano there with the home crowd. Can be an advantage.
Fifth game.
Can be an
JEON
additional
to
pressure.
serve. Level.
Service now back with JEON Jihee. Good defensive play there. It was Miu Hirano putting her under pressure through the rallies there in that fourth game. She absorbed it, took it, leveled it 2-all.
Voila.
And now gets off to a very positive start in the fifth game. Again, it's a spinny flick into the middle of the table.
Bravo, 2.
Solid play. Miu Hirano looks a little bit distracted. Very positive start from that player right there.
One, 2.
Right thing to do from JEON Jihee. The flick on the backhand side has been working for her. Great variation from Miu Hirano, an indication that she's still thinking the game through. She's still fresh mentally if she can continue to think about the variation. Sometimes if players find themselves in a rut, you notice that they're not looking for variation or they lose their way tactically. But Miu Hirano not in this case. So all square all round, 2-2 and 2-2.
2, 3.
That serve was not quite as good as JEON Jihee would have wanted. A little bit short where it landed, allowed Hirano to attack. Great forehand there from Hirano. One cross court, one down the line. So for Hirano, variation in those serves and variation on where she's putting the forehand. Down the line into the left-handed JEON Jihee's forehand. A good tactic. For JEON, the backhand flick has worked well into the middle. And her defensive retrieving style blocking was also effective in the last game. May just need to try and work that forehand in a little bit more, and then as we saw in the earlier parts of the match, that backhand cross court from JEON, very effective indeed, the angle she's able to get. But it's Miu Hirano now who's really being aggressive. Once again, very positive sequence of points, 4 in a row for the Japanese player. From 2-2.
3, 6.
Good idea from Miu Hirano. Again, something that she's done at times in the match is go across onto her forehand side and flick with the backhand, sometimes with the banana shot, the one that goes round side spin. But JEON reacted well to that one.
6-5.
Fascinating. We've seen Miu Hirano be very positive and put a string of 3-4 points together and then loses it a little bit in terms of that rhythm. And loses 2-3 points in a row. And now JEON Jihee's right back on it. Ah, beautiful play, beautiful forehand. That's the one down the line, I think, that could make the difference for Miu Hirano. Again, it's the opening spin cross court and then the slightly faster accelerated forehand parallel. capacity here at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium, where we had the Japan Open last year, and again will be the venue for Tokyo 2020. Capacity up to 8,000, and there were some energetic fans queuing from early doors this morning, now starting to make themselves heard as Miu Hirano comes into a little bit of ascendancy in this fifth game, leads 9-5.
Flat 9-5.
Great crowd always in Japan. Knowledgeable table tennis fans love to get behind their home players, like most do across the world, of course. And with that forehand cross court, managed to recover from the few points lost, 6-2 back to 6-5, but has put another sequence together, has won again 4 points in a row, and at 10-5 serves with 5 fifth game points for a 3-2 advantage would be crucial in the overall status of this last 16 match. Backspin serve, not read from JEON, flicks it into the net, 11 points to 5 for Miu Hirano, and it's the Japanese player who takes the lead now, 3 games to 2. Players all set again, received their instructions. 3-2, Miu Hirano. Good finish to the end of that fifth game. The Japanese player, JEON Jihee, what can she do now? Needs to win the last 2 games for a 4-3 victory to go through to the quarterfinal. See if she can get that backhand cross court going again. Also the forehand, see if she can play that in more. She went for the backhand flick there. That was the other element we've seen being effective through this match for. Backhand flick, particularly down the middle of the table to Miu Hirano. And then her defensive play against the top spins and hits of Miu Hirano. So 4 elements of the game crucial, I think, for JEON Jihee. And for Miu Hirano, what a flick that is. We've seen that forehand a couple of times in the match. So it's variation on the serve for her. She can continue to do that and be focused on that. And attack with that forehand, but playing the one parallel at some point in the rallies. There we saw it. She played the opening forehand, Miu Hirano, spin cross court, then looked for the forehand parallel into the left-handed JEON's forehand. We'll see it here. There's the spin, there's the attack, but JEON Jihee equal to it there. Fantastic counter forehand. Again, over the table, fantastic. JEON Jihee not conceding any space around the table, staying up close. A simple turn of the waist. Players really, really strong in their core, strong in the legs, good, stable stance. Just turn the waist, accelerate through. Timing, of course, really, really important.
2-3.
Good exchange, but the net made the difference. Recovery then already in game 6 from JEON Jihee. Good start it was from Hirano, but JEON now 1 point advantage at 3-2. This game could go either way. The over match could go either way for sure. Both players playing with level of intensity, and both players losing concentration at times as well, or giving the advantage back to their opponents, perhaps more so. Topsy-turvy at times. But fascinating for us to watch. Could go either way. Again, the defensive qualities of Jung on that block. Hirano won't be happy though, making a mistake like that. And now Jung 5 points in a row here.
Two, 6.
Again, she's just absorbing the attack from Hirano is Jung. Very impressive. We see it again here. Look how she moves from the middle. That's really impressive. That is tough to do. Moving the body out of the way, getting enough control on the ball, keeping yourself in the rally. But from a Hirano perspective, maybe too many errors, making the openings and then not converting the points. Looks like we're going to go all the way here. We could be looking at a 3-3. We've seen a good few of them this week already. Good spin from Jung, really putting the pressure. And what will be interesting is how Miu Hirano would come back into the court here at the start of the 7th, if indeed we do get to that. It's looking very likely.
3-9.
The winner of the match, of course, will play Chen Meng, bottom half of the draw in the quarter-final. Chen Meng winning 4-1 against Hong Kong's Jiang Huajun. 10-3 for Jun here. 7 game points to level at 3-all. Not giving up though, Miu Hirano. Great movement into the middle. Attacking forehand. Tested the mental side of any sport, particularly in table tennis. She looked as if she got off to a good start in this game. Hasn't converted. Will have to come back. That forehand goes into the net. JEON Jihee takes it 11-4, levels at 3-all. We're going into a 7th and decisive game here in this women's singles last 16 match. 3-3. So here we go then. Final game, deciding game of this women's singles last 16. The Seamaster 2017 ITF World Tour Platinum Lion Japan Open. Can Miu Hirano keep the Japanese dream alive here in front of the home crowd? Mina Ito already through to the quarterfinals. Can Miu Hirano join her? As for Team Korea, well, JEON Jihee is the last player. She, of course, want to go through and continue to fly the flag. Which tactics will prevail? Which mind and focus will prevail? Who will have the winning combination? Will luck come into it?
1-0.
We will find out. Intriguing. Was a good flick over the table from JEON Jihee. This time Miu Hirano completely equal to it. Moved beautifully to the right-hand side onto the forehand. Good attack, good spin and speed in that ball. Sometimes on a seventh, it's just the player with the focus, the will, the desire. You also have to hang in there, though. That's JEON Jihee, exactly what she's doing. They're trading blows here, these two. Important to keep control of the emotions. Great angle there from that camera there. We really saw the speed, spin, trajectory of the ball. Touch again coming into this seventh game. We saw that earlier in the third game. A mistake from JEON Jihee. She hasn't made many of those on that defensive side of her game. In fact, been very, very strong. Maybe a little bit of nerves creeping in. Two-point advantage for Hirano. It's a nice two-point advantage to have at this stage. It could relax you, but it can go very, very quickly. Important to just keep the focus, think about those tactics. It was a good tactic too, we've talked about it before. Variation in serve, forehand parallel, wasn't enough this time though. JEON Jihee sticking with it. Absorbing the pressure. The variation in serve.
3-5.
This time fast down the backhand. Perhaps caught JEON Jihee off guard. Players change round at 5 points there, 5-3 for Hirano in the seventh.
Timeout.
And the timeout called, first timeout of the match. Each player, of course, has one timeout. Timeout called by JEON Jihee, trailing 5-3. Timeouts generally called at such moments when perhaps you feel you've losing a little bit of momentum, or things just going away from you, or you've lost your concentration a little bit. 60 seconds controlled by the player or coach who takes a timeout. If JEON Jihee goes back to the table early, then Miu Hirano will have to return too. Suggestion perhaps there. The Korean's not fantastic, but the body language looks like stay up the table, absorb the pressure. Something she did very well during the game, particularly in the fourth, when that sort of defensive side, absorption of the attacking prowess of Hirano was so effective for the Korean.
3-5.
Perhaps saying, don't panic when Miu Hirano comes in and attacks. Absorb the pressure. You've won those points before. Be confident. Not seen an error like that though from JEON Jihee. Flick on the backhand side. In a reliable aspect of her game. Is a sign the pendulum is swinging in favor of Hirano here. Oh, fantastic play from Miu Hirano over the table. Forehand parallel again, something we've mentioned, but stayed also close to the table. Watch how she takes this backhand right off the bounce, keeps the pressure on her opponent, secures that point. 4-point advantage now, and the serve at 7-3 in this 7th game. Good position to be in. Can she convert, see it through? Can she take her place in the quarterfinal? Again, something highlighted earlier, it's the parallel forehand. One cross court, one down the line. Beautifully executed. Look how she gets her body through the ball, generating that power. Delighted with that, and so she should be. 8-3, real advantage here in this deciding game. And a variation in serve, so the tactics really coming through from Miu Hirano. She's implementing them well. 9-3. Fantastic position to be in. Disappointment though for JEON Jihee. She'll be disappointed she's let it slip. It's a big, big chance.
All 9.
Beautiful backhand cross court though. Again, you might just see the angles here. Right out the corner of the table. Will it be enough? Can she start from here? Can that point push her on now? Can she come back?
9-5.
That's fine. 9-4 up. Going for something different. We've seen her do the banana. Sort of side spin, backhand flick there. Inside out. Before. Didn't work this time, but at 9-4, I think any coach would say that's fine. Tried something different with that number of points advantage, but now buckle down, focus back in on the tactics. It's the defensive JEON Jihee. Coming back again. This time looks like timeout called from Miu Hirano. Clever use of the timeout. Just lost a couple of points there. Doesn't want to lose the advantage completely here. Time to settle. Take on board. Clear instructions from the coach. Stick to those tactics. Remember the tactics. For Miu Hirano, variation in the serve. And the forehand, cross court, and then parallel. Maybe that's what the notes say. Clear tactics, clear tactics. It's the variation in serve for me, and then it's the forehands where she can play cross court, and then down the line. For JEON Jihee, the backhand flick over the table's been effective. Trying to get her forehand into the match as well to dictate. But equally, that defensive style of hers has been very effective at times. Which tactics will come through? Really hold on the nerves. She looks relaxed, Miu Hirano. Again, still very young, 17, but massively experienced already on the World Tour. And certainly already taken huge wins against the might of the Chinese team on the World Tour.
9-6.
Asian Championships. Serving now 9-6 Hirano. Has the timeout worked? Has she settled herself? Is she clear in her mind on the tactics? Will she vary the serve? It was good from JEON Jihee. She went from that backhand flick, which has worked for her in the past, down the middle. Perhaps just wasn't enough pace on it. Hirano reacted well. Good forehand attack. Gets to 10-6, gives herself 4 match points.
Black 6-10. 7-10.
Jihee not giving up though. Again, a defensive. She's fishing those balls back. Oh, and it's that backhand flick with the side spin that she tried a couple of times. She missed the previous one. She didn't miss this one. She secures it. 11 points to 7. That was a tight battle, and actually having come through such a battle, that might put Miu Hirano in a good position mentally. She knows she can come through a tight encounter like that. Great effort from JEON Jihee from the Republic of Korea. Wasn't to be though, and there she is. Miu Hirano can be delighted again. to come through a tough test like that. Appreciative of the crowd loving it here in the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium. Great last 16 win. It's Miu Hirano.